Singapore is famous for its impeccable cleanliness, which is maintained not only by an effective cleaning system, but also by a strict system of legal norms. Laws aimed at maintaining order and cleanliness are so strict in Singapore that even minor violations can result in significant fines, including imprisonment. Chewing gum, throwing litter in the street, or simply not flushing a public toilet can all lead to serious consequences. For example, a tourist who carelessly throws a cigarette butt on the sidewalk can be fined an amount significantly exceeding the cost of his air ticket. Such severity is explained by Singapore's commitment to the idea of a green city and the desire to provide a comfortable and safe environment for all residents and visitors to the country. Thailand, protecting the monarchy. Thailand has strict laws protecting the monarchy. Insulting the king, queen, or other members of the royal family carries severe penalties. This is due to the deep respect for the monarch in Thai culture and the historical attitude towards royal power. Posting criticism of the royal family on social media can lead to not only long prison terms, but also deportation. This approach to protecting the monarchy is a clear example of the combination of cultural values and legal norms. I think only 3% of the fastest people can like this video and subscribe to the channel before the video starts in. 3, 2, 1. Comment done if you did it on time. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is a country in Western Asia. Saudi Arabia has a strict system of laws based on Sharia. Alcohol and pork are prohibited. Public displays of non-traditional sexual relations are also prohibited and are considered serious offenses. It is important to understand that there is a significant difference between the private and public sphere. Example: even foreign tourists who drink alcohol in private can be arrested and deported. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Japan, strict rules of etiquette. Example: talking loudly on public transport is a violation of etiquette and can lead to social condemnation, and in some cases, to troubles and difficulties. Also, incorrect treatment and disrespect for elders is a violation. Imagine that you came to the subway and there is a long line of people. Not following the line can cause disapproval of others. Violation of etiquette is often perceived as a manifestation of disrespect, not only to a specific person, but also to Japanese society as a whole. Another interesting law is locked on obesity. Men should not have a waist larger than 80 centimeters, and women more than 90 centimeters. This law was officially adopted in 2011. There are exceptions for people with a special status, for example, for sumo wrestlers. France ban on certain names. In France, there are restrictions on the choice of names for newborns. Unusual or indecent names can be rejected by the authorities. This is not just a formality, but an element designed to protect the interests of the child. Example: parents who wanted to name their child Nutella or Facebook could face a refusal. In general, the goal of the French system is to provide children with names that will not interfere with their future life and socialization. United Arab Emirates, prohibitions on public displays of affection. Example: holding hands in a public place or kissing in public can result in a fine or arrest. Photographing people without their consent, and especially publishing these photos on the internet, is prohibited. The latter is punishable by imprisonment for a period of 6 months or a fine of 150,000 dirhams. It is forbidden to photograph strategic and government sites. And most importantly, you can't take pictures of local women. China. China has a strict internet censorship system known as the Great Firewall. This system is aimed at controlling access to information coming from abroad and limiting the dissemination of certain ideas and opinions. The firewall is implemented by blocking access to a variety of foreign websites, including popular platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, as well as Google search engines and many others. This means that users inside China cannot freely view information available to their overseas counterparts. Using a VPN to bypass the firewall is often considered a violation and can be interpreted as an attempt to circumvent government control over information. This can lead to fines, blocked internet access, or even criminal prosecution, depending on the circumstances. Switzerland. Laundry restrictions. This is not a strict law, but rather a tradition aimed at the efficient use of local resources, especially water, and the peace of neighbors. For example, washing clothes on Sundays in some villages can cause disapproval among neighbors. Also in Switzerland, it is forbidden to flush the toilet after 10 p.m. The main purpose of this law is to prevent excessive noise that could disturb others. It is important to understand that these restrictions are not universal and have no legal force. They are observed not because of fines, but due to understanding and respect for local customs. Italy. There are specific rules in Italy that are aimed at caring for the environment and cultural values. Prohibition of eating on the steps of churches. This conveys respect for the sanctity of the place. Church steps are not just public spaces, but places associated with religious rituals and prayers. Ban on feeding pigeons. Environmental considerations. Mass feeding of pigeons creates problems with the sanitary condition of the city. Pigeons can spread diseases. Ban on collecting shells. Protection of the marine ecosystem. In Venice, as in other coastal areas of Italy, there are rules aimed at protecting marine flora and fauna. Fines can be high and serve as a reminder of the importance of respecting local rules and customs. Greece. Greece has a rule against wearing high heels when visiting archaeological sites. This can put significant pressure on the surface of ancient stones and mosaics. The rule against high heels is therefore a precautionary measure to preserve these priceless historical artifacts for future generations. It is recommended to wear flat shoes that distribute the weight evenly and minimize the risk of damage. North Korea. A strict system of totalitarian control is in place. Listening to foreign radio stations is prohibited. This can lead to severe penalties, including imprisonment in a political camp or the death penalty. Prohibited possession of foreign books, films, or music. Distributing or possessing foreign material is considered a serious crime, as it threatens the state's monopoly on information. Prohibited attempts to flee the country. Attempting to flee North Korea is punished very severely, often including the death penalty for the fugitive and his family. The system of totalitarian control in North Korea is one of the most severe in the world, completely suppressing any attempts at opposition and individual freedom. Turkey. Ban on drawing on banknotes. They depict the founder of the state Ataturk, so artistic impulse can be regarded as disrespect for the authorities. Ban on the export of antiques. At the markets, Turks sell inexpensive old things that, at first glance, do not have much value. But if the souvenir turns out to be an antique, you can get from 5 to 12 years in prison for its export. Therefore, be careful when choosing a souvenir.
I don't think you'll be able to click on my next video before time runs out. 3, 2, 1.